Seriously, maybe you can explain this to me. I just don't get it.
Here we go.
Welcome back to another video. I always hesitate making videos like this because, it's difficult to want to talk about things relating to video games and then worry about whether or not people are going to get upset about things that I say or negative in the comment section. But you really can't have a channel centered around games and gaming and things changing and topics that you want to discuss and worry about that stuff. So let me start off by saying this is not a video trying to downplay or attack or point fingers at anything. I really do not understand what I'm going to talk about in this video. Maybe you can help me understand it. Now, I've been playing video games since the Atari, and before that we had an Odyssey, a Magnavox Odyssey. So yes, I'm old. Yes, I've been playing games for a long time. This is something that I think, obviously, you can point to social media and say, this is why, but I don't think it's all because of social media. And I want to try and explain this. So no one that I know, nobody that I know that plays video games, when we talk about it, knows who executives are. Nobody knows who Phil Spencer is. Nobody knows who Aaron Greenberg is, or Matt Booty, or Jim Ryan. Nobody. But everybody knows who the creators are. Everybody knows who Shigeru Miyamoto is. Everybody knows who, even a Todd Howard, who's made Bethesda games, Fallout, and Skyrim. They know the creators. Now, knowing them isn't talking to them on social media or hanging out with them or doing, some kind of work on the side for them, a la social media. That's where social media comes in. But I just don't understand this worship around these executives. And I've got to hyper focus in on Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg. Matt Booty is somebody that everybody seems to hate or doesn't even care about talking about. But what is it about an executive who hasn't really created anything in the industry, hasn't artistically done anything to give you an emotional experience with a game or a character, has done absolutely nothing except go to work every day and do what executives do to sort of position themselves and their brands better in a marketplace? Why is that important to gaming? It can't just be social media. Now, I get it. A lot of people have these YouTube channels, and having Phil Spencer or Aaron Greenberg point to you means more people will come there because they magically believe that you have some sort of knowledge that they don't have, because these people who they deem as important are noticing you or pointing to you. But as somebody, again, who's older, and this is something that I talk about with a lot of retro gamers, they don't talk about this stuff, but clearly they just don't understand it. What is it? Why do you believe that Phil Spencer or Aaron Greenberg or Matt Booty or Jim Ryan, why do you believe that these people have anything to do with your enjoyment of video games in terms of creating great content? I know who Shigeru Miyamoto is. No one's worshiping this guy. No one's trying to get this guy to answer them on Twitter. No one's desperate to sit at a table and sip coffee with them and take pictures. They have marketing teams, sure, every company does, but it's so odd to me. If you go somewhere to see great art, let's say you want to see great artists, you go to an art gallery, you look at the art, you know who the artists are, you know their names, but you don't know who the person is that owns the gallery. You don't know who the person is that marketed the show that brought you there to see that art. You know the artists, and you know them by their work. You don't know them by their social media handle. You don't know them by what they could do for you in terms of hits and subs. That's a separate issue. I get that. But it's gotten so ridiculous now. Even channels that are incredibly small are talking about Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg and Jim Ryan. What do any of these people have to do with the actual creation, the actual art of video games? Nothing. They're people who go to work every day as executives and do, I hate to break it to you, all of them, really shady, backdoor, disgusting things for their corporations to make sure that they make the most money possible, that they gain the most control possible. You shouldn't cheerlead control. You should cheerlead creation, the other C word, not control. If you don't understand what I'm saying, think about this. If every single creative person who is an artist, a developer, people with these amazing ideas for worlds and characters, if every single one of those people left Microsoft today, what would Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg create for Xbox? The answer is nothing. They're going to leave. A head of a studio, an executive is going to be replaced or retire, and somebody else will take over. There were people there before Phil Spencer. There are people that are going to be there after Phil Spencer. So what is it other than just this warped sense of accomplishment? Or, people just acknowledging you, the affirmation of strangers. What is it other than that makes these executives so valuable to people, even more valuable than actual gaming experiences, more valuable than knowing who the artists are, who the creators are, who's propping up the creators on the Xbox side? How in the world can you get excited about Phil Spencer in a suit in a trial versus the people working on, say, Starfield? Who's the lead artist? I mean, if you don't know these things, then why are you even interested in video games in the first place? It can't just be all about standing out on social media. It can't be just about somebody who works at a corporation recognizing you and you feeling this weird sense of self-worth. Look at it this way. If you're in your 40s or your 50s and you're doing this on social media, do you think heads of studios are going to want to interact with a 70-year-old or a 60-year-old? Because you're going to be that old one day. They're going to replace you with the new young and dumb social media influencers. They're going to pay attention to them. So if you know that you're going to get too old for them one day, then you're instantly telling yourself that all of it is fake. It's faux. It means nothing. It's all about the creators, the artists. You're supposed to know who the creators and the artists are. You're not supposed to know who the guy is that signs the checks. It doesn't make any sense. So it would be really great if we could start focusing in on the people that actually matter to the experience of going out, buying a video game system and taking it home. And that's the people who are actually creating video games, the developers, the artists. Everybody who works on that end should be the people that we're talking about. If you have an audience, you should want to tell them who those people are. You should want to evangelize those people, not businessmen who come and go, who work a few years, get a golden parachute, retire with millions of dollars. They've done nothing for you. They've done nothing for me. Not that I'm against making money. Love it. Go ahead and do it. But again, I'd rather know who the artists are. I'd rather know who the person is that painted the painting in the gallery. I don't want to know who the marketing person was that put the flyer together that notified me about the showing of the art. I'd rather not know about the person who owns the gallery because they've done nothing for me. Can't just be about social media. And if it is, then why are we even calling ourselves gamers in the first place? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thanks for watching this video. Think about liking and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.